What is up, everybody? Tanner here with another video. Hope you're all having a great day. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to manage your time as a student who is trying to build a business or start a business, whatever you're trying to do, but really just how to manage your time overall. I know there's a common issue between a lot of students that are trying to do things, whether it's sports in school or business in school, whatever it is. You know, it's hard to manage that time and figure out how to utilize it the correct way while performing well in both aspects. So we're gonna be going on my computer. I'm gonna be building a Google Doc here to show you guys and explain sort of what I do and how you can do it too. But before we get into this video, guys, I wanna know, so as most of you know, I have my program, Next Generation E-Commerce, which is a 70+ video series where I teach how to build a Shopify store, start making money with it, as well as I feature other young entrepreneurs to speak on there and, you know, show their specific skill sets that maybe I'm not the best at. So I wanna know in the comments below, I wanna know who you want to be featured next. Now, whoever's featured will make videos for the program as well as for YouTube. So let me know in the comments below right now. I wanna know, put their name and what they do, and maybe I'll go check them out and see what they're about, and maybe they'll be featured. So let me know. Once again, I just wanna see that. And if you want more information on Next Generation E-Commerce, the link will be in the description below. So now let's head into this video on my computer and start showing you the process of what I do. So I'll see you there. Okay, so we're on my computer now. As you can see, how to manage your time as an entrepreneur in school. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you're gonna have to figure out are, what are the two variables that you're trying to balance? You know, is it school plus sports? Is it school plus business? Whatever it is, it can be any of those variables. It doesn't even really have to be school. Really, this, you know, method can be applied to, you know, any balance of things that you're trying to do within your life that take up a lot of time. So, you know, these specific actions, they need a lot of time paid attention to them in order to maintain them. So the next thing I'm gonna go through is really just the schedule. So as far as it goes for me, you know, I don't go to school anymore. I don't know if the video is already uploaded or if it's going up tomorrow, whatever it is, but I made a video why I'm not in school anymore, and I'll be showing you guys sort of what I'm doing with school, what happened with it, whatever. But, you know, when I was in school going from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. every single weekday, you know, for most of the year, what I basically had to do was create a schedule. You know, every day I would set goals. So every day, set list of goals. So, you know, what I like to do is every night before the next day, what I like to do is create a list, a little checklist of things that I know I need to do. So if it's school, just go ahead and add that on there, school. And then, you know, later on, we're gonna break this down into an actual schedule, but we're gonna set up our goals. So our goals for the next day is school. We wanna film 5 videos. We want to go to soccer practice, call our mentor. Really what you have to do is just put a list of all the things you want to get done in the next day and make it longer than what you want it to be. You know, you may think you can only achieve 3 things out of the list, then make the list, you know, 6 items. Make it more than what you think you can actually achieve, because most of the time you'll be surprised. Like, if you set a list of things you want to do the next day, the night before you may be like, wow, I'm only going to be able to do 2 of these. But when it comes down to it and you have the schedule set and the, you know, tasks laid out, you really know how to handle your time better, and it gives you a better perspective on exactly how to do all of these things. So we have the list right here. You know, there's 4 things: school, film 5 videos, soccer practice, and call mentor, okay? So now what we're gonna do is figure out what takes the most time. So for those of you that are students, you have to go to school a lot. So we're gonna figure out, you know, school is gonna take 7 hours out of our day. Film 5 videos, you know, that's gonna take about 2 hours to plan and film them. Soccer practice is another 2 hours. Calling our mentor, that's 1 hour. And for those of you making this list, I would recommend you make a list of stuff like, you know, very in-depth, like add 5 products to my store, find 10 products through Facebook ads, product research, set up ads for 2 products, you know, different things that are small goals as well as some big goals. You know, really I like to balance these not by the size of the goal within these daily tasks, but as much of the time that it takes. So if we have to go to school for 7 hours, we have to figure out what are these small tasks that I can accomplish that will be effective in the long run. So we have all the times here for these specific goals we have laid out. Okay, so now we're gonna actually schedule the day. So, you know, right off the bat, if you wake up early, then you can utilize that time well. If you want to go to the gym before school, whatever it is. Let's just say how I did not get up early every day. I would get up for school and sort of dread it. So we're gonna say, you know, 7 a.m. we have to get up and get ready for school. So 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. We don't get back from school until 3 p.m. So that's already 8 hours out of the day gone. So now it's 3 o'clock p.m. and we have, depending on how late you like to stay up, I really didn't get much sleep. I still don't get much sleep. You really just have to figure out how much time you have left. So let's say we're just gonna go to bed at midnight. So we have 9 hours to utilize, okay? But as we have on here, we have soccer practice, so that's going to be from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So now we only have 7 hours available to utilize. So we have 7 hours before we go to sleep, and this is the time span we have to work on our businesses. And I don't know about you guys, but I actually used to work on my businesses in school a little bit. Depending on what class I was in, I could be on my computer, I could be on my phone, whatever it was. You know, I just really tried to make the most possible out of my time. So right there we have 7 hours to utilize. We have to film 5 videos, we have to call our mentor, and that's only 2 things right there. So what you have to realize here is that you were just in school for 8 hours. You went to soccer practice another 2 hours, so you got 2 things off your checklist, you know, 2 of the most time-consuming things on our list here, and now we have 7 hours to utilize. So how are we gonna make this time effective? You know, we're not gonna watch Netflix movies for the rest of the day. We're not gonna sit on the couch all day and watch Instagram videos. We're actually gonna try and utilize this time the best ways possible to be the most effective. And of course, you have off days, you can chill for a little bit, but if you really wanna be as effective as possible and get the best results out of your time, you're gonna have to utilize it the proper way. So usually what I would like to start off with, listen to a podcast or something. I get home, just, you know, I didn't go to soccer practice, I wasn't involved in any sports. I'll go to the gym sometimes, but you know, listen to a podcast, watch some kind of video. You know, you were just in school all day in soccer practice getting distracted or whatever, learning, not learning, depending whether you like school or not. But I like to listen to something that sort of gets me in the business mindset, something that gets me, you know, engaged, gets my brain going with something that I enjoy doing. So, you know, listen to a little business podcast, watch some Grant Cardone videos, watch some Tai Lopez videos, whatever it is that you like, you know, watch that, get that little bit of knowledge and get your brain going, thinking of new creative ideas of how to make money online or, you know, any business. So now we're gonna do the next hour. So let's just say that knocks out another hour. We have 6 hours to utilize. We're gonna go ahead and knock off our film 5 videos. That's 2 hours. So now we have 4 hours left. We just planned out, filmed all these videos. So we have 4 hours left. And now we have to call our mentor. Okay, that's done. Now we have 3 hours. Okay, so now most of the time what you're gonna do, at least what I want you guys to do, is have a list longer than you expect. So now you have 3 hours. What you're gonna figure out is, you know, we don't have anything left to do on our list. We have to find new things, which is not a good thing. You don't want to have leftover time and then have to figure out what to do with that time, because then you're gonna waste time figuring out what to do with your time. If you plan ahead the night before, then you're gonna know exactly what you need to get done and all of the goals and tasks that are laid out for the day. So as you see right here, we have the list here of 4 things that we had to get done, but let's say we had 8 of them, then we have 3 hours to get 4 more things done. You know, they may be minor, they may be major, whatever it is. So then once you have those tasks, you're like, man, I don't know if I could finish all of those, but you realize, all right, oh, I just checked the time, we have 3 hours left. So you're gonna figure out how to cram all of those tasks into those 3 hours, because you don't want to stay up past 12 because you want to get your 7 hours of sleep. So you're gonna use these 3 hours to the best of your ability and get all these tasks done. You're gonna sit at your computer, you're gonna sit, you know, whatever the tasks are. It doesn't matter if it's business or, you know, art. It doesn't matter what it is. If you're utilizing the time in the correct way, then it will be effective in the long run. You're still getting 7 hours of sleep. So we're gonna utilize this 3 hours. And like I said, guys, I would not recommend, you know, minimizing your tasks, because when you do that, you're gonna have leftover time. And when you have leftover time, you get lazy. You're gonna watch some movies, YouTube videos, whatever. You're not really gonna be as effective as if you had a bunch of tasks laid out. Now let's say you put too many on, you know, the 3 hours is up, you sort of set the timer, the time is up, and now you have 2 tasks left for the day. So what you're gonna do, you're either gonna stay up and knock them out, or you're gonna wait until the next day and then add it to the next day's checklist and just have those tasks carry on as the top priorities for the next day. And then, you know, the same process continues over and over. And while you're doing this, you're really balancing the time aspect of everything. And I know, you know, as a student, there's a lot of spontaneous things that occur. Maybe you have a lot of homework, maybe you have a test to study for, maybe your parents want to take you out to go eat dinner. You know, there's tons of things that can affect your time. So really, it's just about figuring out what you have to get done and figuring out how much time you have and how much time that task is going to take. So really, once you start to set aside specific time frames for different things, then it becomes much better and much more effective for you as a person and for your business or whatever things you like to do. So I would say to recommend to all of you guys, really just utilize your time as best as possible and plan. The more you plan, the more effective you'll be. So write the task down, you know, let's start from the top, figure out what are the 2 variables that you're trying to balance right here. Or maybe you have more than 2 variables. So figure out what the variables are, write down all of the variables that have tasks within them, you know, make 5 to 10 of them a day. You know, the night before, it takes like 10 minutes just to think of some things you need to get done. And then figure out how much time does each of those tasks take, and then you knock out the biggest one. So now you basically just narrow down how much time you have to get things done. we went from a full 24 hours to 17 hours to 9 hours after school, and then 7 hours after practice, and then all the way down to 3 hours. So really it's just about planning out and figuring out what needs to get done and making those things happen. So let me know if you guys have any questions below. Just drop them in the comments and I'll check them out. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, you learned something. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.